Hello, I'm Teresa, and I'm going to talk to you about how you find your references. So how to use the library resources to get to research legal materials. Okay, we're going to start by looking at how to find books and articles, and the place you start when you're looking for your readings is Library Search. Library Search is the library's catalogue, so it covers what we have, what books we have, so what print books we have and what e-books we have, and it also covers journal articles and some other types of resources. But what it doesn't cover is primary resources, so you won't find cases in there and you won't find legislation in there, but it is a good place to start when you're looking at reading materials. Okay, you can find Library Search on the library's website, which you can get to through kent.ac.uk/library. This is the library homepage. You can see here this search box is Library Search. I'm going to click on Go to Library Search. So this is the home page. You've got the latest news on the side here. You can also link through here to Library Search Digital, which is the online only version of Library Search. It won't show you the print materials we have, it will just show you what we have online. I'm going to start by looking for a book. So if you're searching for a book, the best way to find it is to put in the author's surname and then some keywords from the title of the book. So I'm looking for the Handbook of Social Media and the Law. You can see here it's found the print copy, so it tells me how many copies are available and exactly where it is in the library. But I want the ebook, so if I scroll down here, you can see I've got the ebook and I'm going to link to it from here. So this has taken me through to the ebook. You'll see we've got ebooks on lots of different platforms, but they all work in a very similar way. You can usually either download the book for a limited time, which is usually 1 day, or you can read it online. If you're connected to the Wi-Fi, I'd recommend reading it online because it gives you extra functionality that you don't get when you download the book. So I've clicked on Read Online and it's taken me to my book, so I can either go through the pages up there or I can go down to the section that I want. I can also search within the book because it's available in full text. So I want to know about data protection. So if I search for that in here, I've put it in quote marks so that it's looking for data protection as a phrase rather than data somewhere in the record and protection somewhere else. You can see it's got my results here, so I can click on the bit I'm interested in. So I want to know about data protection in civil claims, and then I can click on the bit I'm interested in. There you go, and it highlights the bit where my phrase is. What you can do when you're in the text of an ebook is you can highlight sections you want to come back to later. So I could put a highlight in there, or I could also add a note. So if I click on that now, and I can have a note to myself, use for your, say, on. So I'm going to use this on my essay on whatever notes you want to put to yourself. If I click save, that will then save to my view of this ebook. Only you'll see this and it will stay on your account for as long as you're at Kent. You can go back to your annotations at any point, so go back into the book, click on the little star and it will show you the annotations. So those are the ones I've just done, and this is one from earlier. So that's ebooks. I'm just going to go back to Library Search and show you how you can search for articles. So you can also use Library Search to see what articles and other commentaries available on the topic you're interested in. I'm going to look at freedom of expression. So again, I'm searching for this as a phrase. I also want it to be, another phrase I want to look for is the Human Rights Act, and I could add in other keywords as I wanted. So if I click on search, you can see it's brought up a mixture here of books and journals, looks like there's also magazines and dissertations that it's found in here, but really it's articles that I'm interested in. So to make sure I get the best quality ones, I can use some of the filters on the side, and one I'm going to filter by is this, peer-reviewed journals, because these are journals where there is a board, an editorial board, that makes sure that all of the articles are within there of really high academic quality. So if I click on that filter, it will then bring back just the journals that are peer reviewed. I also want to have more recent articles, so I can use this date published to do that. So I want articles from 2015 onwards, so I just put the date in there, click on include, and then that would just give me the more recent articles. You can view it by clicking on the title or clicking view content, and this should take you straight through to that article. So that's library search. If I just go back. And like I said, that's a really good place to start, but your research shouldn't end there because it doesn't cover a lot of the legal materials. There are journal articles, legal journal articles that aren't covered by library search, and cases and legislation isn't covered at all by library search. So when you want to find the legal materials, you need to look at Lawlinks, and Lawlinks is the subject guide to law. You can access it through kent.ac.uk Lawlinks, and I'll just very quickly show it to you now. So this is Lawlinks. Key areas which we're going to look at are the electronic law library, but there's also help there on how you find cases, how you can find legislation, and how you can find legal articles. So the legal article ones talks to you about how you can find material in library search, and then also recommends looking at other legal databases, and you can follow the link there to that. Also have here some help on referencing the law. So this is where you can link to our Scholar, and there's some more information on there and different links that will help you. But the main one we're going to look at now is the electronic law library, because this is where you can find the different legal databases that we subscribe to. So that's here, the electronic law library. You can see here that we've got the key databases, which is the one we're going to focus on today, but you've also got links to international law and law from other jurisdictions. So we have coverage from all over the world. We have something called SCC Online, which covers Indian and other jurisdictions. We also have specialist subject ones and commentary ones, which you can find the information all on there. Just going to tell you quickly about this. The three main legal databases, all UK databases, also offer proficiency tests, so you can prove how good a legal researcher you are by doing these. So they're good ones to add to your CV. I've also got here details of, there is a dedicated Westlaw rep, Alexandra, and her details are here, and she can help with getting the most out of using Westlaw. Just going to go into the key legal databases. So these are the three key legal databases for UK law, and they are Lexis, Westlaw and Justice One. Just going to show you a couple of the key features from Lexis and Westlaw, then we're going to look at how you find more out about cases. But if we start with Lexis, both Lexis and Westlaw cover similar materials. They cover cases, they cover up-to-date legislation, but they do have some unique content. So Lexis will have law report series that Westlaw doesn't, and has other materials as well that Westlaw doesn't, and vice versa. I'm just going to show you a couple of highlights on Lexis, and then we'll have a look at Westlaw. I'd always recommend, when you're using either Westlaw or Lexis, that you use the search form for the type of material that you're looking for. So if you're looking at cases, use the cases form. If you're looking at legislation, use the legislation form, etc. I'm going to start with looking at Halsbury's, and Halsbury's is a very authoritative encyclopedia of the law in England and Wales. You can search for the topic you're interested in. If I click browse, I can show you the extent of Halsbury's. Halsbury's is a really good place when you're looking at a new area of law to get an understanding and overview of that area. So you can see it's done by subject, so you can search for the area you're interested in, or you can look at the volume that relates to the subject. So if you wanted to know about dangerous dogs, for example, you'd look at the animals volume. If I open it up, I then want the dogs section, so if I click on there again, and I want to look at what the law is to do with dangerous dogs, so if I click on that section now, you can see it gives me an overview of the topic, so what the legal situation is around dangerous dogs. I can click on here the footnotes, which will give me what the key cases are, legislation, etc. And the final thing it does, it will also give me relevant legal definitions. So that's a very quick look at Lexis. I'm going to show you some highlights from Westlaw as well. Again, with Westlaw, it's always worth using the search form for the format that you're looking for. So if you look at cases, which you will in a bit, you'd use the cases one. I'm going to show you the journals very quickly, because there's some nice things you can do with the journal search. Not all the journals that are covered in Westlaw are covered by library search, so it's always worth doing a search on library search, but backing it up with a search on the journal search in Westlaw as well. You can search for any of these things. So if you've got a specific thing you're looking for, you can put in the title and the author. If you're looking for articles on a subject, you can use the free text, but a good tip is to use the subject keyword. Each of the articles on Westlaw has a keyword associated with it. So you can start to type the area of law you're interested in, and then it will give you suggestions. So if you wanted to know what articles there are about cheating at gambling, you can click it in there, click search, and it will give you relevant results. There you go. So you can see here, these are the subjects and keywords that applied. The same works for cases. So if you're looking at cases under a particular topic, you can use that subject keyword to get the most relevant results. Another nice feature of Westlaw is they have overviews of topics. So if you wanted to know what the situation is for a particular area of law, this is a good place to start. So you can browse to the area you're interested in. So let's have a look at equality and human rights, for example. You see it gives you an overview, what key resources there are. Let's go right down into equality and discrimination. And then this overview article, a really good snapshot of what the situation is. They're written by barristers and academics, and are regularly checked and updated. So if I go into this one now, you can see this was reviewed in the summer, 21st of July, and it gives you what the key legislation is, etc. So it's a really good starting point for a new area of law. When you're looking for cases, you can find out a lot more about a case with these two different tools that I'm going to show you now. First one is Westlaw's case analysis, and then Justice One also has comparative tools, which are brilliant. So if I go back into Westlaw, you can obviously access these both from the electronic law library. I'm going to go into cases and search for a case. When you're searching for cases, like I said earlier, if you're looking for them on a topic, you can use the subject keyword search here. Or if you have the details, you can put them in here, parties, etc. But if you have the citation, that's always the quickest way to find a case. So I've got a citation here for Lucasfilms. If I click now on search, it should take me straight to that case. Here we go. So the bit to note on Westlaw is this case analysis, which is a fantastic tool. It gives you so much more information about your case. It will tell you what the summary is, so what your case is about. It gives you details of the history of your case. If I click on the appeal at history, so you can see where this case has come from as it went through the courts and how it was treated. There's always a flag in the corner that will tell you the status of your case, so whether it's being positively, negatively, etc. Considered by later cases. Tells you where your case has been reported. So the first one you'll see there is always the neutral citation, so that's just telling you the court that it was in. Then you have your actual case reports, which are here. On the side, you'll see these primary and commentary references. If I click on the primary ones, this gives you a lot more information about your case. So it'll tell you what the key cases your case used in its arguments, and then all the cases. It will also tell you what subsequently happened. So have later cases followed your case? So if I click on that here, key cases citing, this will tell you about later cases and how they have treated your case. So it's a really good way to read around your case. You can also see what the legislation that was used in your cases, and it will take you through to that legislation. The commentary gives you details on how your case has been applied. So it will tell you about any key books, so these are practitioner books that are on Westlaw, and journal articles, and you can then find out a bit more about how the commentary about your case. So that's a quick overview of the case analysis tool on Westlaw, which I'd heartily recommend using. It's a really, really good tool. The other one I wanted to show you is Justice One. So if I go back into the key databases and click on Justice One, again I'm going to look for a case. Let's try that again. And it will show the ones that match. I want to go into this one. And with Justice One, what it does, it will show you your case. You can see whether you're looking at the highest level. So you can always click on here and it will show you which one you're looking at. It gives you the transcript of the case here, but the really useful bits are on the side here. So if I click on categories, each of the cases in here has been assigned a category. So you can click on the area you're interested in and it will show you what the key cases are for that particular area of law and how popular that category has been over time. So you can see the trends that have occurred, and then you can click on what the most important case is and you can read that there. I'm just going to go back to the Rainy Sky case and back to the overview. It gives you here what the most quoted passage of the judgment is. This is the key paragraph in the judgment, but I'm going to click on highlight all quoted, and you can see here it's brought in pink on the side here where the case has been quoted by subsequent cases. So if I click on that one here, it will tell me the case and I can see how my case has been used in other cases. The other thing I wanted to show you in Justice One is this precedent map. And this is a lovely visual representation of the case. So our case is the big circle in the middle, that's our Rainy Sky case. And then in the middle are the cases that it used in its arguments, and then around the outside are all the subsequent cases and how they've been treated, and they're done by date order. So you can see it starts in 2011 here and finishes in 29 here. So if I click on the most recent one, the 2019 one, you can see where there are related cases. So that was a quick overview of the legal databases and some hints and tips on how to find legal resources in them. The other thing I wanted to highlight is the Library Research Skills module. You should all be signed up to this module on Moodle, and it's a really good place to find out about search skills, how to manage references, etc. It's this module here which you can work through at your own speed and your own time, and it talks you through different types of information. So in there it talks about how to find different things, how to find books, ebooks. There's a bit there on legal information, etc. There's also on here a bit about evaluating information sources, so it talks you through how to do that. And the bit that I really want to highlight is this search skills section, because this talks you through how you create a search strategy, thinking about keyword searching and using different terms, and how to combine your terms to get the best results. The final bit in there that will be useful later is there's also an employability section and a bit about your academic future. But it's worth having a look at that resource, because there's lots of really, really useful hints and tips in there which will really help you when you come to write essays and dissertation, etc. And just finally, I wanted to make it really clear that we are here to help. Please don't struggle if you can't find something. There's a chat to us service which you can access through the website kent.ac.uk/library. You can email us at libraryhelp@kent.ac.uk, and you can also phone us on 01227 824 999. I hope that's been useful. Thank you.